everyone, and welcome to Shed Time Stories with Issy. Are you ready for us to share a new story? I hope so. The book I've chosen today is Portia the Pear. If you've got this book at home, you can read along with me. The author is Nicola Hulme and the illustrator is Elena Mascolo. The author is the person who writes the story and the illustrator is the person who draws all the pictures. Can you think what this story might be about? Shall we find out? Portia the Pear. Portia Pear was a knobbly pear. Her body was twisted. Her skin had dark and pale green patches. Portia longed to be pretty. Other pears had beautiful shapes. They had smooth skin and a lovely green colour. Some pears had shades of red, which made them even prettier than others. Portia hid herself away behind the vine leaves to hide her crooked shape. But the gardener kept pulling the leaves back to let the sun warm Portia's skin. Portia was lonely. She hung in a space on her own. Other pears had fruit close to them. Some had made friends and hung in groups of 2s or 3s. She could hear them whispering with their heads close together and saw them looking over at her and giggling. She knew they were making fun of her twists and bumps and of her freckled skin. One day, one of them shouted, "I wonder why the gardener doesn't throw her to the compost heap." Portia shook behind her leaves, trying to hold back her tears. "Don't listen to those rotten fruit," said a gentle voice. It was a beautiful butterfly. "Every fruit has its place here. Those 2 are very naughty to upset you." Portia smiled shyly. Nobody had ever been kind to her before. The wind rustled through the leaves of a nearby oak tree. "This will pass," it whispered. "This will pass." Portia hoped the tree was right. She turned her face to the sun for warmth. As she did, she felt the vine shake. There was a pause. Then it shook again. This time, it shook so hard she thought she would fall from the vine. Then she heard a strange sound. "Must eat! So hungry! Oh, my tummy! Must eat! So hungry! Oh, my tum!" There was a low, growling sound, and suddenly a wriggly caterpillar appeared through the leaves. "Aha! Lunch!" he said as he laid his greedy eyes upon Portia. The deep growl sounded again from the caterpillar's stomach. "Be quiet, Tum. Now we will eat." Portia tried to think of a way to escape as the caterpillar crawled nearer. He opened his mouth wide. Just as he was about to chomp, he spotted the plump pears who hung together beyond Portia. "Even better," the caterpillar said and off he crawled to make a meal out of the others. The wind blew through the great oak. "This will pass," whispered the leaves. "This will pass." "Good," said a big juicy pear when the caterpillar had gone. "Those pears were silly. Now I have more sunlight, and I am the best pear in the garden." Days passed quietly. The butterfly visited Portia each day, and sometimes a chirpy red robin would sit by her, resting his wings. He was shy too, but he smiled and came more often as the days went by. It wasn't quiet for long. The handsome pear began to tell everyone in the garden how he was the best fruit. He was busy talking one day when the wind blew through the old oak tree. "This will pass," the leaves whispered. "This will pass." 5 podgy white fingers wrapped tightly around the handsome pear. They squeezed and tugged him until he snapped off the vine. The park keeper's daughter had sneaked into the kitchen garden and was filling her pockets as she went. She turned and reached for Portia, but the park keeper arrived and said, "There you are, pumpkin, time to go." Robin and Butterfly flew to Portia's side and sat with her until the little girl had gone. Then Butterfly said, "Do you know how beautiful you have become, little pear? The days in the sun have coloured your skin. You've grown and your wrinkles have gone. You are the prettiest pear now." "Maybe," said Portia, "but as Tree says, this too will pass." The 3 friends, Robin, Butterfly and Portia, sat quietly together. They were glad they were friends and were sure they would be for a very long time, no matter how they looked. Oh, what a wonderful story. I think we have to remember that we are all different. We are all different shapes and sizes, tall or short. It just doesn't matter what we look like or the colour of our skin. We are all amazing and we are all very special. And that is what we have to remember. I hope you enjoyed that story. If you want to, you can like, share and subscribe to Shed Time Stories. Then you will be ready for the next book for us to share together. Bye-bye.